guys. We're gonna start it soon. Flip Shake, you're here early. Thank you. Hold on tight. Sit on down. Steve Hills Jr., hello, welcome. Come on in. Mother gay kukum, hey, how's your day? Oh, tell me. Oh yeah. Sipping on some mango and not too much mango. And my Bacardi Black Rum. Hello? Did I hear something?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Hey! Yeah, I can hear. I thought I finally went crazy. I thought it was finally the voices in my head that started.
You're good.
Welcome.
You're good.
How are you doing today?
I'm glad to be here. I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Do you got dreads?
I got something there. But we call these locks though. I know.
Locks. I'm so sorry. I'm getting used to the new terminology. Locks.
No, you're good. You're good. You know, we gotta correct our people, so we're gonna walk with the right knowledge now.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that. We do need to get the right knowledge because it is locks. It's not dreads. It is locks.
Absolutely.
It's so much new verbiage and terminology I gotta learn. Like I can't call people sir and ma'am no more. I gotta ask you what you identify as.
Well, that's different. That's a little different.
There's just so much new things I can learn right now.
Used to that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up with he, she, they, them. You know, so we're still getting the hang of it. But I respect it. I'm down with the LGBTQ. So for sure.
Thank you. Plus, you got that plus.
I forgot the okay. Plus, they add one every day, so I just try to make sure I got all the lingo right.
Oh, now I will say your connection is breaking up just a little bit.
Okay. Yes. This LA Wi-Fi is not the best.
Oh, you're in LA?
Yeah, I came out here, had a little event, and then just kicking it with some family.
So before we get into that, let's rewind. Yeah. Let's rewind because everybody don't know who you are. Tell me your name, who you are, what you do, where you be from.
So Anthony Carpenter, born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. I'm from absolutely. So I'm from the north side, but raised on the east side. Whoa. Michigan fan though. So I'm gonna throw you a little curveball there.
Well, I think we might have to end this conversation right now.
Listen, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. It's your podcast.
I'm sorry. Keep going. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. So I started doing mixology about maybe 2 years ago, and I originally started off of YouTube, just watching YouTube nonstop. Want to know the craft, want to know the basics, the ins and outs. And a friend of mine, which is a well-known bartender in Columbus for years, her name is Chris DeLavi, and she's got several bartender awards, got shipped out to Germany to do a couple conventions. So that was one of my inspirations in the get going there. So now I'm here. I do Flip Shake, which is my travel and mixology business. And I work at this nightclub right now called The Forum that a friend of mine is the owner of. That is Black owned as well. And I do some.
Okay. And what's it called again? The store?
It's called Forum.
I was way off.
No, you're good. It used to be called Wall Street.
Okay.
So it's a black nightclub called Forum. So you can come and check me out there for sure.
So do you live in LA now?
No, but I'm moving out to Palm Springs in like 4 or 5 months.
Bartender and mixology, like I want to get out there. Next month is not black bartender. I keep wanting to throw black in everything. Next month is Bartender's Weekend.
Okay. Where's that at?
So I plan on going out for next month. It is in San Francisco. Or San Diego, one of the two. It's in the Sands.
Is this invite only, or is this welcome to the public?
No, I'll send you the link. If you want to come through, I'll send you the link. I would love to meet you in person. So yeah, I'll send you the link when we're done.
That sounds dope.
You do have to buy like a ticket. I think it's like it's a whole weekend of festivities,
Okay.
and people, you see a lot of people who look like us, but you get to network with other people who don't, and it's just
Right.
like it's a fucking blast.
Yeah, because I didn't know how big the Black Bartender Society was. I mean, I started getting on Instagram. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing a lot of good people that are cultured with what they want to do and how they want to do it and put their own spin on it. And I mean, that's for like the basis of why everybody loves to be behind the bars, because we're giving you an experience. And that's my main thing. I want you to go home or go to your friend's house and talk about the time you went to that one restaurant and had that one bartender and he had made that one drink that you'll never forget.
Right.
So
what were you doing before you became a bartender?
I was serving and just built my brand.
Yeah.
So I've been in the hospitality industry since
Where were you at?
19 years old.
How old are you now, if I can ask?
32.
Oh, okay. You're still young. That's awesome.
I'm fairly young.
That's
fairly
some time,
young.
though. You are mature.
For sure. I'm in there. So, I mean, hospitality is a super big passion. Then we throw mixology on top of that. I mean, you can't go wrong. Mm-hmm. So I'm loving it. What about you? What's your background?
So I wanted to be a bartender when I was your age, but I couldn't figure out how to break not your age now, when you started, I wanted to be a bartender.
19, right? Yeah. For all the people.
When you were 19, I wanted to be a bartender so bad. But God knew what he was doing. I would have been such a whore had I been a bartender. I would have been falling for the okie doke left and right. Had I been a bartender.
As we
Because I was so trusting in people.
Mm-hmm.
A guy was like, yeah, I want to get to know you. And I'm like, oh, okay. Right. Not realizing, like, bitch, he wants to get to know you because you hold the liquor. That's why he wants to get to know you.
Exactly.
So I have tried to go work in, like, strip clubs as a bartender or a server. And, like, I just couldn't get anywhere. I couldn't go anywhere. So I ended up learning that maybe it just wasn't for me, but I've always liked it. I was always like when we had parties or events, they'd be like, go back there, make us a drink,
Right.
So I started working in corporate.
Okay.
And I got like several degrees. And I didn't know what I wanted to do in life, but I knew it was not that.
Right.
So when I was probably about 32, I don't know by now, probably about 31, I was like, ooh, I just want to start a business. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I want to start a business.
Yeah, that's a good book to read, too.
It brought up things I didn't realize. Like, schools teach you how to just follow the leader. They don't really teach you to break out and do your own thing.
Right. And that's why I tell my daughters, and I'm going to tell my son when he gets older, that you don't want that pipeline mindset of, you got to go here, you got to go to school, you got to go to college, you got to get a job, you got to work till you die. That's not the way to go. You know, we need to start thinking about generational wealth for us, for our kids, for our grandkids, because that's what we lost somewhere in translation of, we just need to work. And then everything's just going to fall into place. That's just not how it works. And the fact that you've seen that early, because I mean, I can be doing a lot. I can be doing a lot, but where I want to be is with people. I want to be around people, but I also want to cultivate myself and my brand, and I don't want to do that under the shell of anybody else. Anthony Carpenter is his own entity.
There it is.
So
there it is, Anthony Carpenter. Drop the full government.
For sure.
So you are a traveling mixologist.
Yes.
So my first question is a two-parter is, how did you get into traveling versus just being stagnant in one place and bartending? How did you start traveling the country? I imagine you traveled the country to do bartending, right?
Right. Well, not so much the country yet because of COVID, and a lot of places you're not allowed to go, and they're super strategic with everything they're trying to do as far as that goes. But Basically because I wanted to travel more. I mean, I've always traveled growing up and working nonstop. I didn't really get that ability to do that. So I was like, well, why not start a business where I can do that? I can make people happy. I can make good money. I can make, be in the industry with people that adore the same things that I do. So I ended up doing that. I got a little, okay. All right. Okay. He wants to.
Who's that third companion with us?
This is Moses here. He's gonna be for the durations. You say hi. He's not having it. He wouldn't let me.
Hi, Moses.
But yeah,
you try. It's okay. If he wants to join in, tell him he has to work.
He gonna work for sure. He gonna work. If he don't do some type of work, I don't know how he gonna eat for sure. But yeah, so I just wanted to touch people, you know, and there's no better feeling than touching somebody with an ice cold beverage.
Yes, I think that's a quick way to people's heart. I did an event, and in the beginning, you have people who so standoffish because, you know, they're just like, oh, you're a bartender, there's alcohol, yada, yada, yada. And then after you talk to them and you kind of, I hate to call it shuck and jive, but you basically entertain them, which I like to do. I like to entertain people. Fuck it. That's what I do.
Me as well.
So you entertain them and you're serving them drinks and you're educating them. And at the end, you are like that motherfucking deal. Everybody just loves you, you know?
Oh, for sure. For sure. That feeling is like winning Super Bowl. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I get that with the traveling. Where's two places you would like to travel to in your traveling journeys? Where are two places you're like, I definitely gotta get out here?
So I definitely have a list, obviously, a personal list and a business list. But on the top of my list right now, once everything kind of gets situated, kind of dies down a little bit where we can kind of travel freely out the country, is Germany for one. And then I want to go to Dubai. And I'm going to throw London in there as well.
Why Germany? Why Germany? Why Dubai? Why London?
Germany, I feel, just has a rich history, and as far as beer goes, I want to do a deep dive into everything beer. I've seen a video that you picked up, the cocktail that had some beer in it. So those type of elements and those taste notes of that, you can change the game. So that's one of the reasons why I want to go to Germany. As far as Abu Dhabi goes, just the rich scenery of everything that they do. Everything is expensive. Everything is vibrant. Everything is top notch, 5-star. I mean, you're not going there unless you got some money. You're spending some money, and those quality drinks I want to be a part of. I want to go somewhere like, this is, even though they just put a little 24 karat gold in this cocktail is $150. Okay, for sure. Well, I want to try it. I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it.
Shit, I want to be a part of that too. In London, what makes it London? So
London, there's a lot of rich history and cocktails that originated from there. And I feel like that's one of the stepping stones of the 1850-ish Prohibition type cocktails, which I love. I love Prohibition-based cocktails. That's one of my things. And I feel like that would be a great start to do that. So London's definitely one of my go-tos for sure.
Oh man, I would totally travel out of country. I would go to, I would pick a country in Africa, maybe like Ghana or Nigeria to go out there.
For sure.
I would go to Korea.
Okay.
Because I have an obsession with BTS. Okay. And then I would go to Japan, because when you look at Japanese bartenders, my gosh. They are some next level.
Unbelievable. I mean, they're doing things that looks like to be in a science lab at the bar. And they're doing this at the bar during service. So that's
You
just
sit here, they get
unbelievable in
this,
itself. For sure.
get the spoon, do all kind of tricks.
For sure.
And I'd be like, do that shit.
Right.
You know?
Well, that was one of the reasons
Do
I
that
enjoyed it
shit.
too. That flair bartending, man. Those guys and girls are unbelievable.
Yeah. Can you flare?
I can do a little bit. I can do a little bit.
Okay.
For sure. For sure.
I kind of want to think about doing it. I feel like I'm too old for it, but it's a lot of hand-eye coordination, man.
Oh, not at all. You just throw a little tin or two while you're pouring your jigger in, and you're in the game. all you need is a couple key moves, couple big moves, and I think you got it.
Okay, I'm gonna do that when they have the
Right.
look at that
Right. So what are you over there drinking?
flare.
What's your drink of choice?
This is for tonight's drink of choice. This is not drink of choice, period. Tonight I have me a little bit of mango. It's from our local international store.
Okay.
A little bit of mango. Not too much because I'm
You talking about
being
what?
conscious
Sriracha?
about the sugars I'm drinking.
You talking about Sriracha?
Oh, I forgot you are from Columbus. Yes, Sriracha. They got the where do you get your ingredients from?
So usually, one of my friends, like I was telling you, Krista Lava, she's an ambassador for Diageo, and she kind of hooks me up, and I got a couple of people around the city, but I kind of bounce around. As long as there's some good product, I'm there. I'm there.
Oh,
but as far as food goes, I went to Eastmore.
I went to Eastmore.
Did you really?
Eastmore, yeah. The E, the A, the S, the T, the M, the O.
Eastmore running.
You know how to spell it. Yes, we did, didn't we? I was a cheerleader there. Oh my gosh. You took me back, man. That was almost like 20 years ago.
It's been a while. It's been a minute.
I'm sorry, I can't even get that. Okay, yeah. You went there probably when Miss Hill was there. Betty Hill. No.
Yeah.
Seth Harms.
I was there when Coach
Harms,
West and what was
Coach,
it?
I don't think
Mr.
he was there
Stein?
when I was coaching. Mr. Stein. Oh my, Lord rest his soul. Yeah, Mr. Stein. He was a little creepy, factory for the girls of color there.
For sure.
I remember when I was I used to be like an administrator's pet, me and my best friend. So we used to get to go to all the homecomings for free, all the proms for free. So our first year for prom, and we're kids, like we're young girls. Yeah. We think we grown. We really
right.
So my first year, he bought us like disposable cameras. He was like, take as many pictures as you want. I'm like, all right. So we take pictures. And of course, this is back before we had cell phones like this. So we taking selfies and stuff like that. He had like developed the pictures and kept a set for himself. All the pictures.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Right. We'll just put that one right over there.
Right. Love the guy. Awesome guy. He's the only in his class that I ever get anything above a C in science. But Lord rest his soul.
Right.
So back to Barks. Let's come back to Barks. Let's leave my childhood traumas alone. Let's come back into Barks.
Oh my God.
How did you learn what how did you learn how to be a mixologist? Like how did you learn what flavors pair with what? How did you teach yourself that?
Well, you know how they say it takes you 10,000 hours to master any craft. I'm at about 6,000. I feel like on YouTube. Like I watch YouTube nonstop. Every mixology drink I could think of, all the best 151st cocktails, prohibition cocktails, anything cocktail based, garnish wise. I wanted to know everything. So once I dived in it, because like we was talking about earlier, it's hard to get in that game unless you know somebody. So a lot of places, they want you to be a server. they don't want, or they want you to bar back, or they want you to do anything else besides bartending, because that's, besides the host, that's the front of the, you know, that's who everybody sees. That's who everybody talks to. It's the bartender. So it's hard to get into that industry. So I was like, listen, I'm not serving anymore. That's not what I want to do. And I need to know this craft, so when I go somewhere to cultivate these skills, I know what I'm doing. And I just went from there. I bartended at Milestone 229 for a little bit, and Barcelona in German Village. And then I went to the Royce in Polaris, which is my family-owned business. And I started the bar there, cocktails there. Me and a good friend of mine named Chris started that. And Marshall Wine, he's at No Soliciting now. We cultivated that cocktail list. And now I'm on my own. But it's just something about cultivating the drink. Something about that smell of citrus when you smack an old fashioned that I'll never want to walk away from. And that's where I'm at.
Right.
That's where I'm at.
How does it feel working for yourself or being on your own? How does it feel?
It's a grind. It's definitely a grind, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. And, you know, I want to teach other people, other youth, you know, even though I'm 32, I still feel like I'm 25, 26. So now I got to speak to the actual 25, 26-year-olds that you can get out there and do it. It's not hard to do. Go out there, create a business plan, get an LLC, start working for your passion and what you really want to do in life. Because, okay, you want to go to college, that's fine. That's something you want to do if you're going for what you want to be in. But don't waste $60,000 in debt, and that's not even what you want to do. And a lot of people do that, and the society makes you feel like that's what you have to do. But that's not what you have to do. I went to college, got my associate degree, and I was like, I don't really want to go back. It just wasn't for me. You know, I accomplished something that I wanted to do, but it's not for me. And it's not for everybody. And I don't feel like you should be forced to go that route. No, do your own thing. But like I said, society puts you in that you need to do this, 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 and this. We're breaking that barrier. We're breaking that barrier. We need more Black entrepreneurs, women and men. So me, you, Cleveland Bourbon, Lonnie, all those Black beautiful people that are cultivating drinks, we got to do that.
Absolutely. I always tell people, I think had I known now, if I knew then what I know now, I don't think I would have went through all those years of college.
Right.
I think I just did it because I didn't know what to do. And I wish I had someone like me telling me. And I try to tell, you know, I talk to my sister and, you know, some of my younger girls that I mentor. And I always tell them, like, it's rather unfair that society makes you, you know, you turn 18. They're like, you need to know what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Right.
And it's like every 10 years, you're not in the same place. You know, 18-year-old Champagne is the same as 28-year-old Champagne, who probably won't be the same as 38-year-old Champagne.
Exactly.
And so on and so on. So, you know, I think that we need to allow kids to maybe take a break before they go into college and amass so much student loans.
Right.
That you really can't afford to pay off, even if you get a job in your field, unless you're like a doctor or a lawyer or in finance, you know, one of those high-ranking things. So I think that's very critical that we give kids, young adults, other options besides just going to college, because there's so much more than that, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think that gap year after high school is super important. I mean, go travel, go soak up some culture. I mean, it's a shame that us as a society and United States people as a whole, the majority of the people I know only know one language. You go to another country, they know 5 or 6. That's something that we need to change, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I feel you. That's why I was like, I want to do the same thing as you, do a traveling. But I want to do more like globally, you know,
right?
Where someone is just, wow, I like her. Let me go ahead, bring her over here. you
Exactly.
know, to London, pay her
Exactly.
fee. She sits here, groups, makes cocktails, educates, shoots the shit, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a
Because
cocktail
it makes a
geisha.
big difference. You go to Paris and you speak French and you're black
Hmm.
and you're
Hmm.
mixing cocktails in front of the Louvre and people are looking like, who is this person? Like,
Yeah.
you gotta stand out from the masses, and that's exactly how you do it.
And it is that representation ideology as well, right? I was looking at
Right.
some of these other countries of what they, um, I was talking to someone, and one of the things in Korea is they you know think that all black people can sing well and can dance,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean I'm not against those type of
Right.
stereotypes. Those are the
Well, I'll
stereotypes
take
I
that all
like,
day. I'll take that all
you
day.
know.
Those are true things. Those are
But
very true things.
yeah, I'll take that. But they don't see us as like we could be lawyers or doctors or anything
Mm-hmm.
other because the representation isn't there.
Right.
So I think it is important that black people travel, not necessarily, you know, if you want to live in another country, cool, it is whatever. But it's important that we get out and we infiltrate other places so they can see, oh, black people, you know, they could be anything. They could do anything.
Right.
My nail tech, who I love, her son, he's just like one of my favorite people ever. They're Asian.
Okay.
And every time I come see them, he talks my head off, talks my ear off, you know, dance for me and
Right.
everything.
Right.
You know, he just my own little personal performer. And so you know, I talk to him like I talk to you, like call him, you know, J Dog. Like J Dog, I got to go home and I got to go train because I train new employees. I got to go and train my new employees who's with my company.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, I got to go teach them. You know, I got to go train them, right? And he was like, yeah, I got, you know, yeah. And I was like, I got to let them know not to mess with me, right? And he was like, yeah, because you're black. And I was like, wow. I'll
Right.
never forget. But it's important because he doesn't really engage with a lot of black people, you
True.
know?
True.
So it's important that you talk to them and so they can see, like, I mean, I don't have a problem being called black, but let's talk about this. What did you mean by this? Because
Right.
other black people might have an issue with what you just said, you
Right.
know? So I thought
Because
he's six. Like he's
they're
6 years.
getting all their information from TV. They
Yes.
don't know anybody, you know. So
Nothing at
that's where
all.
the problem comes to lie. If you don't know somebody's culture or never been around them or never talked to them or never know nothing that they have to say, how are you going to come up with a conclusion about who they are? You can't. So you're going to go off of TV and movies. So all they see is
Mm-hmm.
American Gangster or BT
Yep.
or us rapping or
Yep.
smoking dope. Like that's all they see. So that's all they think. That's why when you go, my friend of mine went to where did he go? Cantonese, I believe, and
Mm-hmm.
the Madrid, and everybody just stops and stares and takes pictures and wants to because they think they're a celebrity because they're like, oh, we don't see black people, so they must be a celebrity.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. I had some chicks say, like, when Asia, everybody always like, oh, you look like Beyonce. And they look like me. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I look nothing like Beyonce. But
Right.
that's the only, you know, they're trying to say you look beautiful, but
Right.
that's just the closest thing they have to associate with it. So I don't know if you
Exactly.
like take that compliment or you just like, that's the time. Like, first of all, I don't look nothing like Beyonce.
Right.
But then you look like the angry black woman. Like, how do you win in that situation? You know?
For sure.
So California. So you're in Columbus. You're out here bartending. Talk to me about you getting the nerve to go out to California. Like, what took you out there? What draws you in about California?
I would say one, the people. I mean, the people are super inviting as far as something that you're passionate about. I mean, Cali's a make or break you, you know? So when you got the passion to do something here, you can go the long haul. And you have connections out here, you can go even longer haul. So I said, this is a place where I want to be. My lady's from here, and she grew up out here. So I'm like, why not? Why not?
So you didn't really know no one when you went out there? Just her?
No. I knew a couple people, and I'm not even fully out here yet. I mean, I'll be out here in a couple more months, but still to just get my feet wet and, you know, to rub my elbows with some of the people out here that's really doing some big things out here. I'm super ecstatic about that.
Is it nerve-wracking to have to introduce yourself to new people who may not really know you at all?
I mean, I feel like that's always a stepping stone, but I never look at a new situation as a challenging one. I just look at it as another adventure. So these aren't challenging situations. It's just another adventure, another step. And these are the steps you got to take when you want to go where you want to go. So I've never been a person to be stagnant, and I feel like this is a good option for me. And I'm glad to be doing it, for sure.
I think so too. I tell people in Columbus all the time, especially the young kids, like, get out of here. Get out of Ohio.
Right.
You know, go see the world. It boggles the mind that there's billions of people on this planet, but for some reason people think their soulmates are only here in Columbus.
Right.
Like,
right.
that's just wild to me, right?
I feel like I always knew. I was like, I don't think she's in Columbus.
Right. That's what, like, the man of my dreams is not here in Columbus.
Don't think she's in Columbus.
Valentine's Day. Would have blew my wig back, you know.
Right,
he is not here in Columbus.
Right.
So
I mean, people get stagnant for where they grew up at. They're comfortable at.
All right. That's what we used to do back in the era. No one ever talks about that part. They always talk about, you know, women and men used to do this back in the old days. You know what we really used to do? You used to just leave your family, just travel halfway across the country, right? And you just wrote each other letters.
Right.
You know, just wrote letters.
Right, exactly.
No one talks about that.
I wonder where we would be now if we were still writing letters now.
Oh my gosh. When was the last time you wrote a letter?
Probably high school English.
Right?
Oh, yeah, I think I maybe wrote something in college, but probably an actual letter where I'm like, you know, what's up, baby? You know, I seen you third period, and I wanted to know if we could go to the game together on Friday. You know, mark yes or no. Give it to Connor. He's gonna give it to Jacob. Jacob to give it to me.
You took it. I remember. I don't think anyone really wrote me letters like that. I wasn't that popular in high school. Nobody. I dated one guy.
Mm-hmm. So you was one of them. The whole 4 years you was with the same dude.
I was with one dude for like 1 year, and I was in love with this older dude who, you know. This is why fathers are important. Like, at the time, I had a stepdad who I wasn't really connected to at that time.
Okay.
And so my dad wasn't really the best person in my life. So I had daddy issues at that time. So I was chasing niggas who really wasn't about me. You feel me?
Understandable.
So I think for me, it was like that low self-esteem type of thing. But had I felt the way then, oh man, I wish I could do that.
Listen, we all feel like that. We all have our times. We all have our times. Yeah. I definitely had that time, and then one day you realize, like, hold on now, I'm the shit. Hold on now, what am I talking about?
Like, is it me?
You're missing out.
Am I the shit?
You're missing out. I feel like, yeah. I feel like I shouldn't be too worried about this.
Exactly. Yeah. So
once you get to that state of mind, you're like, shit, I can do anything.
It takes time. It takes time to build to that.
Definitely takes time.
Where do you see yourself at 10 years from now? Bartending, mixology world. Where do you see yourself?
So as far as mixology, I want to really get to a point where I want to put my mark on the mixologist world. I don't just want to be somebody that he made great drinks, he was a good people person. I want you to remember my input on the game. And I feel like that's big, you know. I don't want to be just out here. I'm out here to cultivate and obviously make money and have a great time doing it, but I want to leave my mark. So 10 years from now, definitely going to have my mark on Columbus. But Cali is my ultimate goal. I eventually I'm going to have my own speakeasy.
Ooh.
And that's going to be based around Flip Shake. Ooh, come on, big dog. So primarily, I'm going to be doing that. But obviously, I do everybody has 6 or 7 side hustles. So I do vending machines, ATMs. Me and my lady have a trucking company. But as far as mixology goes, that's my goal, to have one of the best speakeasies in California.
Oh, that'd be so. And those are like coming back up. Like those are
for sure
becoming popular.
For sure. I mean, that's one of the big reasons why I love prohibition-based cocktails, because that's where it came from. I mean, speakeasies were a place for people to go in hidden and go drink because they couldn't. And I fell in love with that idea. Fell in love with the concept of hidden passages and hidden cocktail menus, and you got to go through this to get to there, and that fascinates me to a new beyond. And I was like, I want to do that. So anywhere I go, any state I go, any place I go, I always try to find a speakeasy to go to.
Wow. Wait, have you been to the one here in Columbus that they have in Mikey's Late Night Slice?
Yes, yeah. I've been to that one. There's one in Clintonville called Light of the 7 Matchsticks, which is pretty good. That's underneath Natalie's Pizza. So you got to write that down. Check that out.
Heard.
There's one called No Soliciting, but that's members only. You pay, I think, $1,000 for the year for the membership. So,
damn.
Exactly.
I might have to give me a sugar daddy for that one.
For sure. For sure. But there's a couple of them. You just gotta look around, know some people. Really, some of the best ones are out the country, but there is some super really good ones in the States.
Oh, I don't think I've ever been to a speakeasy, but I do want to go to one, like the kind where it's just like, what's the password?
Oh,
and something like the first bottle is free, and you get it.
Right. I'm sure they have one in. You said the annual bartenders is in San Diego.
Oh, you said anal bartenders?
No, the annual bartenders.
Oh, the bartenders.
Yeah.
Wait, how did we get here?
You said it's in San Diego, right?
Yeah, one of either San Diego or San Francisco. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so
I have to check out one out there.
There's definitely a speakeasy out there.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm cutting up. When I come to California, I'm cutting the fuck up.
Oh, you got to. That's how it's fast out here. I love it.
Yeah, I went to Oakland. I've been to Oakland. I've been to San Diego. I've been to San Francisco.
Okay.
I've been to Anaheim. I've been to Los Angeles.
Okay, you touching all the right spots.
And when I went to I used to travel when I worked in corporate. We traveled a lot for work, and that was like, that's when I was like, I love to travel. So being able to travel and bartend, like that is just clutch for me to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you should get it as well. So are you just do it locally?
I travel all through Ohio. So I was in Cleveland this past weekend.
Okay.
I've been to where is Dave Chappelle from?
Yellow Springs.
Something. Yeah, I've been to Yellow Springs. I've been to Cincinnati. Like I've been all through Ohio. Like I've made Ohio my bitch. Like I've just been all through it. Yeah,
for sure.
So I'm ready to go I'm about to start expanding to like Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And, I think Illinois is what touches us. I'm not good with geography. So but eventually, yes, I want to travel. My first step, travel through the country. So I don't know how to really get that popping where someone is just like, wow, I really like you enough to really fly. Because they're going to pay for my expenses. Like, I'm not going to pay for that.
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm starting the trend, #fly out your mixologist. So listen, you fly out your hairstylist, you fly out your barber. Why not fly out your mixologist?
And what's the hashtag so I can help you support that?
#fly out mixologist. fly out your
Okay.
mixologist.
Oh, yeah.
So
Next time you do that, tag me so I can support you.
Yeah, we're going to get that popping for sure.
Yes, because I'm trying to travel. I'm trying to travel and not have to sleep with anyone. Like, that's really my goal.
Right.
If I could get that, I mean, I just feel like that's, you know, right now you have a lot of caveats, you know, when you're female bartender, which really sucks. I mean, I don't know if you face it, so I'm not, you know, but when people want to fly you out, it's just, yeah, they want you to smash, and it's like, no, guys, it's just bartending.
Well, that's what happens when that Casamigo starts to run through, and it's like, oh, you make a. Once they start lingering at the bar, that's when you know, like, all right, it's time to start packing up. They trying to ask me what I'm gonna do. What you doing after you leave here? Going home.
That's it.
I've been here for 6 hours.
God knew what he was doing when I did not become a bartender until I got older, because I would have been falling for the okie doke left and right. Oh my gosh! So it's that time again where I do a question called the last
drink right now in my head. For sure.
Tell them where you got the idea from. It was Steady Mixin.
Right. And I would think the last thing that I just want to bring probably will have to be like an album. An album of pictures, not an album of music. Album of pictures, just so I can have pictures of everybody. Just so I can look back.
No one ever says album of pictures anymore. So that's good.
Because the phone is too, I like to stay away from my phone sometimes. You know, I don't like to be on my phone 24/7.
Oh, so it's not attached to the hip?
No, that's why there's only like 6 photos on my Instagram, because I'm still trying to.
That is true.
I'm still trying to get back the hang of, because I didn't have social media for maybe 8-10 years.
What?
And I only got
right now? You are a special black man.
And I only got Instagram, so for my foot shake. Okay, big dog. All right, big dog. So.
Tell him we got 14 more minutes. Just hang on.
He's holding. So yeah, that would be it. That would be it for sure. Okay, same question.
Me?
Yeah.
No one ever asked me before. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Here it is. Let's do this. Okay. So this may change. You better feed that baby. Him hungry.
Listen, I know. I gotta get his stuff. He'll be all right.
What you think he needs to eat?
Huh?
He needs to eat. Is he in? You need to shake him up a baby cocktail?
Listen, I do. I'll be whipping it up for him for sure.
Let's see. So for me, okay. So the one tool that I'm like, I really need to have, I really must have, is my cell phone.
Okay.
And let me tell you why, right? No one ever thinks about that, because I am self-taught as well. So I did not memorize thousands of recipes in my head, but I know how Google works. So if I sit here and I have an idea, I'm gonna go ahead, look it up on Google, and kind of compare what I need to do. Someone said Japanese jigger. Ooh, Japanese jigger would be nice. But if I'm on an island, I really don't care about the amount of liquor I'm drinking, because I want all of the liquor. Oh no, Shake has left. I am just hurt. I am hurt. But you know what? I know the connection was a little wonky, and he had a crying baby there, and there's 12 minutes. And you know what? I'm about to use all 12 of his minutes, because I don't mind. So if he jumps back on, that's great. I would love to have him back. But if he doesn't, you guys check him out. Flip_Shake. I think that's what it is. Flip Shake. Anthony, Columbus, Ohio native. Unfortunately, a Michigan fan. Don't know what that's about. Soon to be Californian transplant. Check him out. He does have some nice pictures on his pictures are really, really nice. That was one of the things that made me say, okay, well, come join me. because some of his pictures, they're like really good cocktails that he has. And I think that when you have cocktail pictures, it's really important that people can see your work. They can see what you're doing, and they can kind of, I won't say mimic, but they can learn from you. Another thing he points out is the fact that people don't like to move. Like OKC Food Concierge, we had him on before. And one of the cool things is he's traveled, many places. He's moved and lived in a couple places, and not like just down the street around the corner. Like he's left the city, he's left the state that he's been in. And a lot of people are so afraid to move out from where they are. And I understand, like I am one of those people. If I could do it again, I think, again, knowing what I know now, I would have moved out of Columbus. But I'm always like, my parents, I want to be close to them. But fuck it, they grown. they're grown. They got it. You just stack up money for an airplane ticket. So I'm actually really, really seriously thinking about moving out of Columbus, Ohio, and at least just like living like a vagabond. Is that the word? I want to say vagabond, but that's not it because it's vag with a B. But live like a vagabond. Go ahead, travel all over, and just live out of the suitcase. Be more of a minimalist. One of the things about that's hard for me though is I like things. I like to have things. Most of my education about cocktails came from travel. Right? That's why I want to travel. One of the things I've been thinking about is just getting out the country of the United States, but I'm so scared. Like and I don't even know what the fear is. I think the fear is just, I feel like I don't have an issue making new friends. I think that comes easily to me. So I don't think that's the fear. I think the fear of just FOMO, right? Fear of missing out, fear of missing my nephews grow older or my niece grow older, or what if something happens to my parents and I can't get to them in time, and they take care of my grandmother. So what if my mom needs help and I can't get to her in time? I have other family. My immediate family is pretty small. It really consists of my mom, my dad, me. Sometimes my stepbrothers, maybe, but for the most part, we're just tight. And then my grandmother. My uncle passed away, so we don't have him anymore. So it's just really us four. I was telling my cousins, I was like, dang, like if I don't have kids, my parents die, I'm be all alone, be by myself. But I think that's the fear, because we're so tight knit. I am afraid to leave them because I just feel like, I don't know, like they just don't really have the support. But I also feel like that is kind of on us, that we just, my grandma has made it that we were just so on us and we didn't hang out with anybody. We didn't really go places a lot, that when we got older, we got so used to not being around other family members, other relatives, and we didn't really have anyone to really and truly fall back on. Family is definitely important. Your whole life. Right. So I, at least if I travel, because I'm tired of owning a house. Like, it sounded good at first, but as I look at everything, I'm just like, I'm okay with living in an apartment, but I have a pit bull, so I kind of gotta wait for him to die before I go anywhere. I know that's so horrible to say, and it doesn't mean I'm going to kill him or anything. Because when he passes away, I'm going to be sad. Like, I'm going to be very sad because that's my homie, But by him being a pit bull, like, everyone has these ideas of what pit bulls are, and that they're these vicious animals, and they're not necessarily vicious. They are protective. And I had a friend over here some time back, and if my dog has never met you, he will bark the whole entire time you are here. You will get no rest. You will get no relaxations. He will bark the whole time. He will fall kind of asleep, and as soon as he hears something, he's like, "Oh yeah," and he'll start barking again. So, it's just, but I'm also a firm believer in what's meant for you is meant for you. So if I'm meant to live someplace else, I truly believe I will. it takes some time, you know, it takes some time to get there. But I do encourage other people, if, you know, if you want to get out of where you're living at, if you want to move away and do something new, like, do it, especially as you're younger, because you don't get younger. You don't age down. You're not Benjamin Button. You know, you're only going to get older, and time is of the essence. It's just so much world out. Even if it's just to go and stay in a place for 2 months out the year, like, I'll totally do that. Stay in a place for 2, because I've really been thinking about going to some other places to live, just for a little bit, just to see how it's done, and like OKC Food Concierge says, just to learn other ways to make drinks. And Midnight Asia, when they were in Mumbai. And the young lady, I have to find out her name. Like, she was cold. I've got to find her name. But to see how other people do cocktails and learn about flavors and how they mix and how they pair. And as we had other people get on the show and they talk to us how they've learned to pair, you know, some people just tasted things. Some people, you know, looked at books. Someone else I've learned, someone says, if it grows together, it goes together. And I thought that is just dope. Like, if it's start with your road trips, baby steps, you are absolutely right. Baby steps. But next year, I mean, you know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I might look it, but I'm closer to 40. So for me, I feel like I have to, like, time is of the essence. Like, I have to hurry up and make things happen, because I feel like I've lost so much time trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Hey, Diva Dipped, welcome. So I will say this to anyone who's watching, you know, it is a journey, though. I will say it is a journey, because one thing you don't want to do that I've learned is you don't want to just rush into shit and not really have a plan, or not be sure, or I won't even say sure, because there's a lot of things that you're not sure. I miss your face too. What is going on? I haven't seen you in ever. This is my face. Hello. I get it from my parents. I get it from my biological dad. Me and my sister look alike. Me and her talk about that all the time. We have different moms. She's biracial. Her mom is white. My mom is black. But we have, like, the big cheeks. We have the big eyes. And if I lose weight, we look more alike. But she's always like, I don't see how people can't see that we look alike. They're racist. And I'm like, whoa, sis, you know, pump your brakes. They're not really racist. It's just, you know, we got the skin tone going on. You know, I'm a browner shade than you are, and I'm a bit heavier. So let me lose this weight first, little sis, because she a little baddie. And I look at my little sis and be like, she a little baddie. I know I could be a bigger, older baddie. So let me just pull it together. But I will say to you guys, if you're out here, you're watching this, and you're like, and you're scared, do it anyway, right? That's what Jennifer, the mother of Black Hollywood, Jennifer Lewis would say. Do it scared, do it anyway. Fear is, was it false evidence appearing real? And then I get some of the fear that people have, why they don't want to move around, why they don't want to do things, even if it's not traveling. Like, some people have a fear of just, you know, maybe they're working in a dead-end position and they don't want to find a new job. Or maybe they, you know, they've been working, doing something the same way for all these years. Maybe they work in finance and they didn't really want to be in finance. They wanted to be a dancer, but they just did this because, you know, their parents said this is what makes the money. I won't say my mom was necessarily big about having to work to do something where I made money. I will say my mom was pretty open about what I did. She was pretty supportive. Even until now, she's very supportive. Like, I borrow money from my mom all the time, because a player be broke on the regular. Mom, my lights are this close to getting cut off. Can you float me like a cool $25? You know, my mom is one of my biggest supporters, and I thank her for that. My dad, biggest supporters, even bigger than my grandma. My grandma is a huge supporter. And then even outside of that, I have wonderful friends, my best friend, big supporters. So some people don't always have a really good support system like that. And that's okay, though. That's okay. At the end of the day, it's about what you think, and it's about what you believe. It's about what you feel in your soul, and it's about what you feel in your spirit. Time is of the essence, you guys. And when you never make the leap to do whatever it is in your heart that you desire to do, you waste time. And one day you will wake up and it'll be 30 years in the future, and you will wish to God that you would have been able to do whatever it is that you wanted to do, but you didn't do it because of this thing and that thing and the other thing. I'm not saying leave your kids and, you know, go out here. I'm not saying anything like that, but don't forget your dreams and chase them. Chase them in one way or the other. Be it something small, be it something big, be it something medium. But don't forget what your dreams are, and try to learn how you can incorporate those steps into your everyday life so you can achieve them. Because if there's anything that I don't want to do, I don't want to be in my 60s saying I coulda, woulda, shoulda. Because right now I don't do that. I does it. I does it. I make it happen. I don't know. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, check out Flip's Shake, a.k.a. the Traveling Mixologist, a.k.a. Anthony from the CO. Thank you so much for joining us. He kind of, you know, had to jump off, but I understand, man, had a lot going on. So I appreciate you even joining us. If you missed the earlier parts, check out the replay, which is going to be available on Instagram and also on my YouTube channel, Diary of a Mad Black Bartender. I was going to say black woman, but that's not true. Diary of a Mad Black Bartender. I upload several times a week, so check me out. Share with your friends. Share with your family. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for everyone for staying on. OKC Food Concierge, you're always so vocal. Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who dropped through and said hello. Be safe. Be sound. Please follow your girl on YouTube and be loved. Bye.